Here we go.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast. Welcome in. Happy New Year. My name's Steve. Up top, which I'm not sure he's up top on your screen, but he is on mine. That's Soul Gravy. How are you,
Howdy.
sir?
How are y'all?
Did you have a good holidays?
Man, I did. It was, didn't get as much time off work as I would have liked, but it was nice.
Yeah, we'll talk to the boss on that.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining, everybody. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, we appreciate you. YouTube is the preferred channel. If you want to join the chat, ask questions, there's like a 30% chance that we might actually use your question, but feel free to plug away. We are incredibly privileged tonight to have our friend Cory Waller of Cory Waller and the Wicked Things In. Welcome in, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm excited to have you here. We want to get to know you a little bit better and want to ask you a few questions. So we'll try to make it easy on you, folks. Stick around for the Why Are They Famous Iowa version. We're taking on an entire state tonight. Trying to set up Soul Gravy for some success. But before we get to that, Cory, if you wouldn't mind taking a couple minutes and giving us a little bit of your backstory, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, so Cory Waller with Cory Waller and their Wicked Things. Grew up rural. We always say northwest central Iowa, if there's even such a place. Small town called Manson. When I was 12 years old, a kid, curly-headed kid that needed braces, moved to my hometown. I saw him and his family play guitar at a talent show. It was the coolest thing ever. He was new to town, ended up living like 2 blocks away from me. His parents got a bomb shelter in their basement, actually. We talked my parents into buying me a drum kit. 20 some odd years later, I play guitar in the band. He plays bass in the band. We're still writing songs together. Met another kid in college, played guitar with him, Bronley. We've been in bands together for probably over 15 years now. The drummer for our band, I've known, he was in a punk band in an opposite town than us. Met him when we were 13. Just everybody in our band's kind of got that kind of story to them. We all grew up pretty much within like a 40-mile radius of each other and grew up the same way. And when some stuff fell through in COVID, other bands broke up. I was honestly kind of done with music. I thought, you know what, like I have a Saturday to myself now, and I think I'm out on this, boys. And like I was in a different band at the time, and our guitar player Ron sat me down. And he said, "Let's do it one more time, and just find people we want to hang out with." And that's what we did, man. We just found a band of our friends and stuff, and that's why playing every weekend doesn't feel like work, you know. And we're just lucky too. Like, I just wanted to be called the Wicked Things. They decided for, advertising purposes and stuff like that, we needed a namesake. So they took me, but we're a unit, man. We work together on everything. I'm extremely lucky because I don't have to take on social media myself or booking myself or writing songs myself. I do a lot of it, but not, I have a lot of friends from around here that are just kind of their singular selves in a band. And they get that thrown on them a lot, but I'm just lucky that I have all these people in a band with me. And more importantly than anything, we're all friends. We always say our music is a product of our friendship. And I do believe that to be true.
Nice.
We do, as far as like the music goes, it's kind of got that, I don't know who coined it originally, like that black dirt feel. It's kind of like red dirt, our Midwest Iowegian feel to red dirt country. I always say it's like, I don't know, no, not knocking any of that, but it's like, I didn't grow up on red dirt roads. Like I grew up on gravel roads and, with black dirt fields and stuff. I know what things in my surrounding look like. And so that's what we try to write songs about, is just the stuff that we saw and the people and the places that we grew up on. So.
Fantastic. That was a great intro. Folks, make sure you stick around at minimum to halftime, because we're going to play one of Cory's songs from the most recent EP that came out in October. You're going to want to hear it. Soul Gravy, this is the section of the show, a lot of folks' favorite, where we get to quiz you on famous folks from Cory's hometown. We're not. I mean, this may be to your benefit. We're not actually going to use his hometown. We're going to use the entire state. So I think you're set up for success.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to wish you good luck. You can feel free to rapid fire these if you know them right out of the gate.
Okay.
Famous folks from the state of Iowa. Cory is our first guest after 180 some episodes from the state of Iowa. So we're super excited about that. Way to represent.
Yeah.
All right. Soul Gravy, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First up, we're going in alphabetical order, so that should help, I think.
Okay.
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Tom Arnold. If we're talking about the comedian actor,
Absolutely.
Roseanne's husband,
Jude,
passed
please,
at one point, whatever.
yeah, Jude, please keep score because that's 1 for 1 for Soul Gravy.
Okay.
All right. Next up, again, I feel like this is in your wheelhouse. Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes is a basketball player.
He is.
Yeah.
For the Mavericks right now, I can't remember.
Yeah, he's played on a few different teams. I know there were plenty of people. Pretty sure his mom worked at Iowa State. There were a bunch of folks that were upset that he left college to go to UNC. But
And he always has great games against the Memphis Grizzlies. Like
incredibly
there's these
smooth
certain
player.
players that like come out of nowhere and kick our ass, and he's one of them for some reason. He just dislikes Bears. I don't know what the deal is.
Shout out to Harrison. All right, this one's a little bit of a throwback, but I feel like it's probably in your wheelhouse. His name's Steve Bartkowski.
I'm not sure if I know who that is or not. I probably need to look at a picture on that one, but we can move on.
That might give it away.
Yeah. I just want to know if I know it or not, but I'll take that as a loss.
Okay, well, he was a really good quarterback. Played for the Falcons, and I think he played for the Houston Oilers. So
Okay,
that was probably a little bit before your time.
I'm looking at the first picture was the Falcons, and I'm not familiar.
Fair enough. We're going to go to another quarterback. I feel highly confident you'll get this one. His name's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm familiar with with Joe
well,
Burrow. Yeah, he's pretty good, I think. Right.
Not bad.
All right.
That's the real Iowegian claim to fame, right? Is somebody else that like grew up in Ohio that just happened to be born in the state at the time.
Right. Yep. Here's another one that probably gets confused and claimed by another state, but he was actually born in Iowa. His name is Johnny Carson.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with the late night talk show host.
Man, there's some great old clips. If you like to laugh, I guess it depends on how old you are, but there's some good stuff.
I remember the Time Life videos from when I was a kid that, always trying to get you to buy the complete whatever of Johnny Carson.
Some extra time on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few in there. Nebraska likes to claim him, but Johnny was born in Iowa. Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Caitlin Clark. She's pretty good at playing basketball. So, yeah.
All right.
If only she could hit 3-point shots, right?
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
She's fun to watch. Buffalo Bill Cody. I feel like the hint is in the name.
I mean, I know that he was a cowboy western figure, but I'm not sure. I know didn't he have like a Wild West show?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems fair. All right. Some of these are going to be a little bit more difficult, but I've got faith in you. Nick Collison.
Nick Collison was a basketball player too. I just can't remember. Yeah.
Part of those early Oklahoma City teams for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Roger Craig.
Roger Craig was a quarterback.
Close.
No. He was a running back for the 49ers.
He was.
Sorry.
He was pretty solid. He was
on Techno. He was on my first Nintendo video game. He was on Techno Bowl.
Oh yeah. And then Jerry Rice were tearing it up. All right, so this one's tougher, but I think he got a chance. His name's Don Denkinger.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
He infamous call in the Kansas City St. Louis World Series where he called the guy safe and he was pretty sure he was out. Ended up going to seventh game. St. Louis is still mad about that. So shout out to Don. He only got remembered for one bad call. Morgan Earp, EARP.
Is that Wyatt Earp's brother?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He had a couple.
I'm sure he's known for more things than just being Wyatt's brother, but you know,
that's how these things work. Mamie Eisenhower. The hint is in the last name.
I'm assuming is she married to Dwight?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Maybe one of the best known. All right, well, I can't give this away beforehand, but the gentleman's name is Bob Feller.
That name sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
I think Bob Feller threw back-to-back no-hitters. He was a pitcher for Cleveland back in the day.
Okay.
But, great pitcher.
Okay.
This one, a little bit out of our comfort zone, just goes by one name. Halston.
Would you? Huh?
Halston.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
It's a fashion designer, Halston. It's like a.
I mean, when I
think
think
already seen its heyday, but it was a pretty big name.
When I think of Iowa, I think of fashion. I don't know about you.
I do.
Okay.
I love their fashion.
It's going on here.
All right, we got a
Carhartt and
few more.
flannels.
Carhartt. That's what I was thinking. Carhartt and blue jeans.
It's fashion.
Understand?
Yeah.
Same as West Tennessee.
Year round.
We'll do a follow-up show on Halston later. Next up, Kirk Heinrich.
He was a basketball player. I think he played for the Bulls, I believe.
He did. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Great defensive player. Really good offensive player, but everybody hated being guarded by him. This one feels timely. Fred Hoiberg. This might be a tough one, but
the mayor.
The mayor, for sure. That prize isn't going to help Soul Gravy, but
no, not even a little bit.
Why? I know he's an athlete. I just can't remember. I'm going blank on what it is.
He was a really great player at Iowa State. They nicknamed him the mayor. Everybody loved him, but he's also, I mean, think didn't he coach the Bulls for a little bit before he came to college?
He was at Iowa State, then he went to the Bulls, and he's at Nebraska now.
Yeah, Nebraska's undefeated, by the way.
Yeah. That's what
we don't like to say go Nebraska, but everybody kind of roots for Fred.
Sure. Well, also I think Iowa State's undefeated, so shout out to basketball.
So far, yeah.
I saw part of their game last night with Ohio State.
Yep.
He waxed them pretty good.
Doing some cool things. All right, here's one I think you got a pretty good chance at. His name's Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it like with the vacuum cleaner or president?
Well, I'd go with the president.
That's what
he was the 31st president of the United States from
Little known fact, he did both.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A few more. Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson. If it's the same person I'm thinking, he was a linebacker for the Dolphins.
Different. No, it isn't.
No. Okay.
This Zach Johnson is I don't know, one of the top 10 golfers.
Zach Thomas, who I was thinking of. Sorry.
He's Lubbock actually. So
okay.
Zach Johnson is one of the best golfers in the world. I want to say he was captain of the Ryder Cup team here recently, but
that's right.
I could be wrong about that. Kyle Korver.
God, this is one of the drawbacks of doing this at 8:30. Golly, I know the name. Why do I know the name? I know he's an athlete, and I think he played basketball.
There you go. He was a deadly 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure he played.
Okay, yeah. I'm remembering who he was. Yep.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah. I'm familiar with Ashton's work. Yeah. We watched that 70s show quite a bit.
All right. I figured that was in your wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Ann Landers.
Mm-mm. How many of these you got?
I got a bunch, man. She was the advice
They're
columnist.
basketball players.
Yeah, a bunch.
They're basketball players or like B-rate actors.
That's right. Ann Landers, I think, was sisters with Dear Abby. They did like the columns that give you advice back in the olden days. This one's gonna.
I need to start doing that.
The Ringling Brothers. This ties back to one of our shows.
It does. It ties back to Ross Cooper.
It does. It does.
Yep, that's the circus brothers, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. Russell Stover.
Is that the candy?
It is. He's from Iowa.
As a diabetic, I approve of him.
We might have more on that later, folks. Right. John Wayne.
I'm familiar with John Wayne's work.
Shout out to the Duke.
All right.
And last but not least, Andy Williams.
If it's the same person I'm thinking of, I see his records all the time at the Goodwill, but I have yet to purchase one.
Great deal on an Andy Williams record. Right
Yeah, you can buy plenty. If you're an Andy Williams fan, you can find his shit everywhere.
Folks, that's the best you're ever going to see Soul of Gravy do on this.
Yeah, because I had a whole state. I love
the whole state
Iowa.
Did help, but also pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For the population of the state, they put out some pretty impressive folks. So shout out to Iowa. Cory, thank you. That's the longest version that we've ever done of that. So if you want extra time, we're happy to tack it on.
I'm just, that you found that many people. Can I throw an honorable mention in?
Absolutely. Please
Captain Kirk. In 1,000 years from now, Captain James T. Kirk will be born in Iowa.
I missed that one.
There's a huge I don't know if it's on a rock or like a huge plaque in the town in Iowa. You have to look up what town it is, but yeah, he will be born in Iowa.
Star Trek. Nice. All right.
He's not born yet.
These are the kind of additions that we really look for because we're going to be doing someone else from Iowa a little bit later, so this will come in handy.
Beautiful.
Cory, what I want to do now is I ask a weird question right out of the gate, and then it kind of gets easier from there. But this one's called the pie question.
It's Riverside, Iowa. It's
Riverside,
where Captain Kirk. Yep.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
Shout out to Riverside. We're still waiting on sponsorship, Riverside, but we appreciate the help with.
Yep.
This question is called the pie question, and it's pretty simple. We break the music business down into 4 sections. So kind of the way my brain works. You've got songwriting, you've got recording, you have performance, and then you have everything else that goes into the business / whatever you want to call it that doesn't fit into one of those other 3 categories.
Sure.
Which of those areas do you consider to be home for you? Where do you feel most comfortable?
I think everybody in my band would probably vouch for me. I'm kind of a freak, I think, about that. Like, I think I try to be as involved with everything as I can. Like, I love setting up equipment. I love hanging out with my friends. I like plugging all the stuff in and just hitting the A chord on stage and hearing it come through the PA. Like, I love dealing with booking stuff. I love dealing with people, venues. Like, I'll call guys in my band and be like, man, like, I need an email to come in right now. Like, I need to just talk to somebody about doing music business, I think that switch really flipped for me a couple of years ago, where I used to spend a lot of time thinking about, I'm a musician, I want to be in a band, and the business just takes care of itself, to where in the last 4 years, I think we as a band have been a lot more like business forward, and the music is still super important. I love playing live. Like, I remember the exact same second that I fell in love with playing music live. Like, I still hold on to that memory. But I've also found the love of making sure the van gets the oil changed on time, and making sure the trailer gets loaded right today so we can get unloaded correctly tomorrow. I geek out on all that stuff. I was lucky to be in a band with a guy for a little while that really taught me the love of, proper ways to set up stages and make them look clean and make what you're doing look clean. So I'm pretty OCD about that. But I think it's all important. I don't think that there's, maybe in my 30s here, I don't think that there's any part of it that's not as important as the other part. Obviously writing songs is super important. You want to get people there, tell people about what you're thinking about, what's on your mind, what you're trying to push, or just telling people to grab a beer and have a good time or whatever. But I think that there's a lot of things that go into it. And I like to try to spread myself out pretty evenly on that front, I think.
This is kind of a follow-up question to I guess it's the fourth piece of pie, but was that something that kicked in after COVID, where you kind of had a little bit of time to, or is that something that was kind of going on before that?
I think it was just a kind of a thing that came due. I think in life was realizing for a long time is like we just go out and play music and get drunk, and like if we booked a show somewhere down the road, like that was great, and if we didn't, like we'll get them next time, and like I think what came with age was the fact is like you're growing or you're dying, and it's like, okay, so if we really want to like make a go at this, like we got to be focused in these other areas other than just getting up and trying to be rock stars. Like we got to be professionals and business oriented and make good decisions and, worry about our transportation and stuff like that. And if anybody's looking for a reason to try to live that way, like, trust me, it gets easier, rather than just trying to throw your stuff in a trailer when you're hungover and, whatever. But, I just have really found a love for all that kind of stuff, whether it's, picking out promotional stuff or trying to figure out strategies about how we're going to get people to shows, and like I said, I'm lucky because I'm in a band with, our bass player Etheridge does great with like graphic design, and he's very like music, entertainment, business oriented. Our guitar player Romley is, kind of the treasurer of our group. We split up, different things, different responsibilities in our band. And, I'm just lucky because I get to have an opinion as the namesake. I get to have an opinion on a lot of things. And sometimes I just get to point the thumb up or down, or like, let's find a new way. Which probably isn't fair for a lot of people, but, we try to make good decisions, but I love it all. I really do. So I think writing songs is important. I think, me and our bass player Etheridge write a lot of songs, and I think that we would tell you that is, anybody that's had any kind of staying power in the music business write good songs. So we try to do that. I mean, obviously, like that's first and foremost, but I think there's a lot of other, parts of the pie that are just as important as that,
For sure. Now, you talked also a little bit about kind of that first moment when you realized the live performance, that bug kind of hit you. Anything that you can share about that experience? Because I think that's fun for us to hear about that kind of excitement.
Yeah, it was, I think we were like 13 years old in middle school, and we had snuck a drum. I didn't even have a drum set yet. We snuck a drum set out of his parents' attic that was like their great grandpa's or something like that, and we practice at the school. His dad was a music teacher. Do that whenever we can. And for a talent show, we did Brain Stew and Jaded by Green Day.
Nice.
And I just remember like we were like the last act of the show to go, and like I remember when we got done with Jaded, like I had these drumsticks that I spiked into the ground, and like I don't know if you guys like you remember like if you guys ever smoked a cigarette, like the first cigarette you ever smoked, like that just like straight just pull you out of your skin kind of thing. And I just like I remember like I just remember that so vividly, and now, like I said, now years removed from that is like it's like, dang, dude, like that was just a kind of the fish hook moment of just like,
sure.
And you chase that forever, like I have been anyways. Every time I thought about quitting, it's like, dang, man, like maybe that's out there, And I think some nights it is, you know. So
Do you ever break out Jaded and Brain Stew again just for the hell of it?
Not yet. But I was trying to. We got some killers. We got some killers in the set, and I was trying to figure out how to get an MGMT song in, a country song, the other day. So we're circling back.
All right.
Yeah, but like that was just great, and to have like my buddy that was in that band when we were 13, you know, still in this band, so we get to live a lot of that stuff together, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that doesn't happen that often, where you have that 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 you get to play music with your friends. I mean, I'm in a redneck bar band, but I'm still lucky enough to have been playing music with my best friends for 12 to 15 years, depending on the person, and that even in the bar band world, that doesn't happen that often. So I can imagine even in the original independent world, it's even more rare because it's harder to get people to play your stuff anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing is, it's like it's not just my music, it's ours as a group. If you listen to us on Spotify, there's tunes on there that Emily Johnson, Showcat, excuse me, she just got married, in our band sings that have more listens than songs that I sing, and that have won awards at shows for the songs that she sings that I've written for her. So that's just a beautiful thing. Like, we're all pulling, it's like, we're just all rowing the same boat, So I think it's great. And that runs deep too. It's like, I've known her forever. And when we started this band, it was like, gotta have her. Like, wouldn't it just be cool? Like, I sang with her in this other band for a while. And it was great. And our voices just matched up so perfectly, or that's what we thought. And we actually thought about rebranding the whole band around her to start off with, because she's incredible. But yeah, and it runs deep, like with some of these guys, like we're each other's kids' godparents and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're not going anywhere, kind of like,
Good deal. Yeah, I mean, like you said, when you're all fighting the same fight and rowing the same direction. I mean, that's a huge benefit, because it's not easy to start with. So to have a team going at it is, that's it doesn't happen all the time. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
When did
when you're selling?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you're selling like 15 tickets at a venue and you got enough money to buy a case of beer afterwards, it's good to do it with your buddies,
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. When did you decide that you wanted to, you started off with Brain Stew Jaded, but when did you actually decide, let's start playing our original music. Let's start putting that out.
So him and I were in a band, and pretty soon after that, we started writing original like punk rock music when we were kids.
Oh, okay.
Which was the thing to do, and go play shows in other towns. Sometime in college, I was a bass player in a metal band, and that was all original music. And then after that broke up, man, I was just, some guy offered me $300 and all the free beer I could drink to come play guitar at his bar. And I didn't even like play guitar, but I booked 2 shows and bought a guitar and taught myself how to play. I stole 3 people from my buddy's blues band, and I mean, we kind of got into that. And a couple years into that, it was like, hey man, let's write our own music. Let's do our own thing. Got through a little bit where that was mainly pretty heavy, like cover band days. And at the end of it got to be original music. And then this band's been really focused around our original music.
That sounds like a great quote, from anybody, bar band guy. It was like, I didn't know how to play guitar, but I knew how to drink beer. So,
dude, I was doing 2 things, man. I was drinking beer and I was spending money, and he said he'd give me both if I could just give one thing back. And I thought, I'm gonna be here anyways, So.
All right, so when you started, like with your current current lineup when you started doing covers? What are some what's some covers that I know we all know the songs that you have to play, but what are some songs that y'all actually like to play?
Dude, that was the thing is like this band is we were kind of pretty unapologetic from the beginning about, which is very, 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 very uncommon for Iowa. I think they're picking up slower. Thank God for shows like Yellowstone and Landman that like that Texas sound is and Oklahoma sound is making its way up.
Yep.
Because when we started, dude, we were doing Stoney LaRue tunes and William Clark Green tunes and all those guys. Like that's the stuff that we loved, that I loved, that we loved. You know, it's like we got over the Nashville pop country thing pretty quick when we were in the cover band. It's like we played Cruise 3 times a night, you know, like the Florida Georgia line thing, and like that was tough. Like we did, I mean, that was what we were doing at the time, you know. But after you do that for 10 years, you're like, man, like people really write songs, and we reconnected with that in a real strong way. And we were always doing Texas, Oklahoma stuff, songs that we loved, and it wasn't the stuff that was on the radio up here. And slowly, like I remember we were at this gig and we were trying to get a show opening for Randy Houser, and the guy came that was going to watch us and say like whether we were going to do it or not, and he didn't know about like red dirt style country, and he's just like, I don't think this is country, but I don't think it's not, and I think that we're gonna give you a shot. You know, it's like, okay, like this is seriously this is the most country thing that's actually happened around here, I think, you know, in our immediate area. But like it'll, and you know, now we lucky, I think almost a year ago we found ourselves a fiddle player, the guy that moved back to Iowa that was in Nebraska for 10 years, and now it really, really, really has just helped out our sound. I think we really found ourselves. So
good deal. Well, before we get to the halftime thing, you know, we interview a lot of people from Texas and Oklahoma, but I'm curious, like if you're playing those songs out, Stoney and whatever else, and I ask this because we've kind of had this situation this past weekend, where we played a Turnpike song, and which, you know, in West Tennessee, most people have no clue who they are. But somebody came up and threw like dollar bills on the stage like I was a stripper just because we played Turnpike. And I was like, okay, this is like a win-win, you know, like all the way around. Exactly. But it's cool to when those moments because not everybody knows the music when you're outside of Texas and Oklahoma. That it's cool to meet people that dig what you dig. So I'm curious, like when did you start like seeing this? Was it the same time as, like you said, Yellowstone, and when all that started actually popping off some?
No, I think it was before that. It was like really? towards the end of our old band, and like just growing up in small town Iowa, like country music's always on the radio. Like I grew up listening to Alan Jackson and stuff like that in my dad's truck and just country radio. Like that was nothing new. But I think diving back in and like trying to find country music that meant something to me again, like probably happened a couple years before COVID. And then almost like, you know, just on like Spotify Shuffle, like hearing a song come up and being like, man, what is that? And digging further into that, you know, like that really happened a couple years before COVID. And like, I just fell in love with that art form. And like I said, when we decided to do this band, like that was one of the stipulations. It was like, let's just play the kind of music that we like. You know, let's not, everybody else can catch on or they won't. And the beautiful thing about Iowa too is like, man, when you find, if there's the one thing that when you find somebody that is in that like red dirt scene, that Texas Oklahoma scene, like they are diehard, you know, fans of that style of music, and
they know
like,
everybody.
So those people they're like, oh my God, like you are doing that here. It was like, yes, like we're bringing that here,
Good. Yeah.
you know,
Super
and
cool.
that's that sound and that
I'm still
style.
hoping
So
to meet those
yeah,
people here.
There's a lot of, to be fair, Soul Gravy, there's a lot of like overlap of a lot of different kinds of popular music or where you are. So like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of,
No doubt.
yeah,
No doubt. But you still get a Purple Rain and Journey request all the time. So it doesn't
for
you
sure.
know. And
I
they
mean, they're
ain't from
good
Memphis,
songs.
so whatever. So anyway, all right. You wanna
Cool.
get us to the halftime and
Absolutely. I know
all
it
right.
feels like you, Corey, I know it feels like you've been here 3 hours, but it's already been
See here.
35 minutes. So we are going to let you
it's all
intro
good.
the song Die Trying. This was the last song on your EP. If you could tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll go quiet so we can give Soul Gravy a good cut of this. And there you go.
Yeah, this song's called Die Trying. It's the last song off our EP Golden Buckle. The song's written by Etheridge Ness, the bass player in our band. We always introduce it every night and just say, this song's for your dad. So I think that the song kind of speaks to, I think people, it speaks to the kind of man that people want to grow up to be just like their dad, you know? And if you got one of them dads that just kind of loved by all people, then the song's for you. If not, just tap your foot, man.
There you go.
All right,
Nice.
here we go.
Mama said stop acting stupid, but Daddy said baby I ain't acting. I could always pull the gooseneck, but I'd need some help back in. He was the mayor of the town in every way but the pay and the title. Every enemy his friend, and every friend was his disciple. So what's left of my good name, or what would I do without my daddy's sweet refrain? Don't come home until you're proud. He's perfectly insane, but in the rough there is a diamond. I'm gonna live up to my name, or die trying. Tuck his jeans into his boots. He's always fixing to get into some shit. I've seen him face to face with death more times than I care to admit. He saved every scrap of wood and all the cars out on the lawn. He said we gotta save that shit. You know we got this recession on. So what's left of my good name? What would I do without my daddy's sweet refrain? Don't come home until you're proud. He's perfectly insane, but in the rough there is a diamond. I'm gonna live up to my name or die trying. I see my dad out on his land and all the things he's built. And I'm 3 days from my family with all of my songs and all of my guilt. Just 300 miles, I don't think I can. I'm gonna live up to my name, get my ass back in the van. So what's left of my good name? What would I do without my daddy's sweet refrain? Don't come home until you're proud. Well, he's only 5'8", but he'll always be a giant. I'm gonna live up to my name, live up to my name. I'm gonna live up to my name, or die trying.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. I
Thanks,
like
man.
That's well, I was listening to that. I guess what was it yesterday when you sent me that? It was that this what was it? I think it's where he says 300 miles, I believe, where the little stab,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the little cool little ad that interesting. Dig that.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, dude. We all the stuff that we do has been self-produced, which
Okay.
has been really fun for us. Like going, I think we're all pretty avid music listeners. And I remember a specific moment. It's probably like 3 years ago. We got the opportunity to open up for Whitey Morgan, and
He
we
does a
got
lot
our
of
ass
that.
handed to us that night. I mean, it was. I stood out there just like I was like, we're gonna take this back to the garage, boys, because we suck, you know. And like that whole night just changed the way that we started writing music and playing music and doing music in the studio. Because it's like trying to create moments inside of the things that you're doing out, you know. Before it just felt like we were all just holding chords, like strumming along,
Mhm.
and it's like, nah, we got to do more. You know, it's got to be more than just that. It's got to be the whole performance. So we really took what we were doing, tore it apart, and kind of put it back together, and make sure when we're in the studio we get a lot of moments in there. So
So yeah, Whitey on Spotify and Whitey on at a show is two totally different
yeah,
things.
For sure.
If
yeah,
anybody's never experienced that show, if you love the outlaw country stuff, you gotta see. It's really very
100%.
underrated.
Yep.
But
I have never
Talbot,
felt more like I've
I
just never felt more like incapable as a musician. Like I thought, you know, it's like, you know, we go into this thing like, yeah, we're pretty good. Like as soon as that band's fired off, dude, I stood there for 90 minutes and it was actually really cool. It was like at a golf course in Iowa. He got brought in by a trucking company, private party. I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
dudes, there was like 70 people there watching him, maybe.
Oh,
And I just stood there in the dark and just like, I was like, man, like we're so far off. Like I was like, this ain't even right, you know?
he
And
makes
it was,
everybody feel that way.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, he's got a pretty good ear of picking pros at their positions too. So
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Really
yeah,
they're all they're all pretty good at their jobs.
good.
And
They're not
yeah,
bad.
Talk about the when I was listening to that too, a show with Cory and God, I just went, Low Water Bridge band would be that'd be a pretty good neck and neck show right
oh yeah.
there.
Yes. Yeah. So I got and maybe this isn't fair, but I got if like Low Water Bridge and Rye Davis had a baby. Like
Okay.
that's the for I mean just in terms of like comps. But that does take me to the question: what do you get from folks at shows? Who do they? Because everybody always has an idea at the merch table afterwards, like, "Hey, you remind me of so and so." Is there anybody
Yeah,
that
I don't
you
know.
typically get?
uh, yeah, like probably like you Sure Fine brand Turnpike Troubadours, you
Uh,
know,
Take it.
Flatland or something like that, you know, this is stuff like that. But like I said
Yeah.
before we had our fiddle player, I think we were really shoving in like a rock direction. And I think that just kind of pulled us back into this, like, this red dirt, black dirt kind of sound. So,
Yep.
you know,
Well,
sometimes I think up here, people really don't know what to make of us. They're just like, it's loud. And but I always get like, you guys are tight. I'm like, thanks, man. And then, you
that's
know, I take it as a compliment, you know?
yeah.
Absolutely.
I
There's
I
a
would love it if somebody were to come to your merch table after this podcast and go, man, y'all sound a lot like Waddy Morgan in the 70s. We need
Well,
a
yeah,
video of that. Uh,
yeah, for sure.
I did have to go out of my way to get like a flanger on my board
okay,
because we
yeah.
do use that quite a bit. And I don't know if you guys, I was texting, we got to open up for Ellis Bullard one time. You
Oh
know
yeah,
who
I know
Ellis
Ellison.
Bullard is?
Yep.
He's the old dude. But I was like, and he used this one all the time. And I was like, hey, Ellis, like, what are you using, man? And he like just sent me back like a picture of his HX Stomp. And I was like on this great quest for like the grail of a pedal. And I was like, ah. But I went out and bought one anyways.
There
So
you go. There
yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Stay tuned in because at the end of this month, Soul Gravy's going to be sitting down with Ellis Bullard, so that'll be
No
fun
shit.
time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're friends. I mean, he's friends of the program, so yeah, for sure, he's great.
I got
If you
that.
like that authentic honky tonk sound, then he's got it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I do have a touring question, if I could, real quick before we get too far in.
Sure.
Based upon the geography that you kind of shared with us, it feels like every show is a travel show for you. Is that safe to say?
It didn't used to be. It's starting to be that way more and more for us. We're trying to get out and spread our wings.
Okay.
Did things to make travel easier on us, and primarily now, we're probably playing 4 to 6 hours away from home.
Okay. And then
At least every time we're playing.
And then in a kind of perfect world, like look, since we're at the beginning of 26, how many shows do you want to play in a given year? Because that's different for everybody. I'm just curious what kind of a target is for you.
I think last year we did 86.
Okay.
And we took November, December, and we're taking most of January off. Everybody just kind of need a little break. But I think this year we're trying to do more like targeted touring. So it's like when we kind of like are trying to transition from the weekend Warren to going out and doing like 7 to 10 day runs, be off for 2 weeks, do 4-day run, be home for a weekend. We're trying to set ourselves up more for stuff like that instead of just making a run to Wyoming for we do a show in Nebraska on Thursday night, play 2 shows in Wyoming and drive home Sunday kind of thing,
That could be rough.
There's nothing
for
wrong
sure.
with that. And some days you got to do it, but I think we're trying to set ourselves up more in the future for, trying to find us a nice anchor gig and then getting a lot of venues. So.
Makes sense. All right, cool. Thank you for asking or answering.
Yeah.
One more before we get to that. How do you view your opening spots as far as you mentioned that with Whitey, but when you're in those positions and it might not be your crowd, but you see you're starting to win some folks over, how is that from your point of view, and do you like that challenge of being an opener?
I think that fits just like my personality. I think we talk about it like before we go play shows. Any show is like, I don't specifically think that music is competitive, but I like playing for second place. You know what I mean? It's like if you were, it's like if you were in a NASCAR race on the last lap, like where else would you want to be? In second place, just getting ready to wipe the guy out in front. It's like you got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? You got everything to gain. So just go out there, play your show, do your thing. Like there's a reason that you are where you're at. So you're already on the bill of the show. You're already opening up. Like, I'm not going to like throw my guitar behind my head and try to do a solo. Like, that's not what got me here. Like I like hear some people say like, man, I'm just worried, if my music's good enough. It's like, yeah, I get that. But it's like, I just try to remind myself that we've done the work in enough areas that it's like, let's just go out there and put on the show that we put on and, try to leave it all. I tell the guys too, is like, let's be tired. If we get 90 minutes or 45 minutes, like let's be as tired as we're going to be all night in 90 minutes or 45 minutes. Let's just go out there and do the damn thing and not wish that we could have done something more about it, but I love playing in a middle slot or something.
And then when you see the crowd start to pick up what you're laying down, how is that from your point of view and from the stage looking out and seeing it?
It makes the whole thing come together. It really does, like all the work that you're doing to get the show booked, to get people in the venue, to get your music out in front of people. Cause we're pretty unapologetic about that too. At a lot of these shows, if we're playing a 90-minute set, we might throw in like 2 covers that just tie stuff together a little bit. So we're pushing, whether it's the place for it or not, we're pushing our music, our original music. So to see people get won over by that, it's like that's what we're doing here. That's how we want to stay here. Is I'm not gonna get famous trying to be Evan Felker all night. like that's not going to happen for me. I don't think that I'm trying to get famous at all, but I think what I'm trying to say. I see so many people, trying to be somebody else, and I'm not trying to be somebody else. And I don't think anybody else in our band is either.
Well, yeah,
But when you
kudos
start
to
winning
y'all.
people
I
over in
mean,
the crowd,
it's a hard thing to do to anybody that's doing their original music like that. And when you have to force feed it, man, that is a tough spot. But I would imagine that when someone is connecting with it, the reward back is uh,
yeah,
tremendous.
yeah, and it all stems back to like write good songs, put
Mm.
together, make sure the instrumentation is right, make sure that things that you're doing on stage and in your recordings are interesting and stuff like that. And I think we put a concerted effort into a lot of those things, and some nights it goes over really good, and some nights people want to hear "Fishing in the Dark" again. You can't win them
Yeah,
all, But
yeah.
we burn people out on our original shit, or we try, So
Right.
That's awesome.
So, folks, when you see independent guys like Cory and anybody else, and they're playing their originals, give them a chance, give them a listen, meet them at the merch table, talk to them, shake a hand, follow their socials, buy some merch to help them get back from Nebraska
down the road.
on Sunday afternoon
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. I mean
yeah.
that's part of the game, but a lot of people don't really understand how that works. But you're literally putting gas in tanks. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Also, shout
yeah,
out to, I don't know what the gas prices have been around where you live, but they're
yeah,
exceptionally cheap right now. So,
yeah. I saw
We're doing all right.
not
We're doing
surprising.
all right.
yeah, I saw
Yep.
We're doing all right.
204 at the Sam's Club this morning. So,
Yeah.
189 in Oklahoma
Yeah.
earlier today. So
okay,
No, all
it's
right.
pretty
Well,
awesome.
you guys got it better. You got it better than we got it, but
A little bit, but yeah,
well,
it was noticeable. It's
I'll
funny
take
how
what we
that
can get
hit
out
during
here.
when most of the bands are at home.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well,
I
if
didn't think
Cory,
about
if
that
you're
part
ready,
of it. When everybody's off for the winter or off for Christmas, the
Just
prices are the cheapest.
right, yeah,
I didn't think about
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
the diesel prices for the bus prices, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we are to the rapid fire section. If my voice holds up, we're going to try to ask these questions. We'll see. Um, you don't have to put a ton of thought into these, but we'll just have fun with it. Cory, do you listen to music on Spotify?
Or-
Yeah.
Okay, you do. All right. Any
Yes,
idea
I do. Yep.
what was on your Spotify Wrapped this last year? I think it came out within the last 30 days or so.
It's probably Reckless Kelly, Ellis Bullard, The Killers, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, Slipknot.
That's
Slipknot was on there. Yeah, Slipknot.
that's a strong trio.
I know.
That was another
Clip-
Iowegian shout out, dude. You forgot Slipknot. Like that would have been a good one.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I knew that, but they didn't for
Yeah.
whatever reason pop
Boy.
up on my list.
Maybe that
Man,
was just
we're-
too easy.
No, I think I don't know. I think I was trying to stay in Soul Gravy's
sports.
wheelhouse.
I would have got
Oh, sure.
some of that. Depending
know,
on
I know.
depending on what names you threw at me from Slipknot.
That's true. It can
Yeah.
be tricky. All right. This one's a new one. We haven't asked this at least in a while. What's your favorite chord?
I like a good, like when I pick up a guitar, dude, like just in store, just a good old G chord,
Okay.
just a good old G chord. But I think if I'm like if I turn my amp on and like get my whole rig running, like I get out there and I just hit an A chord, because I want to,
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. G or A.
Okay.
Makes sense. Everybody's got a different answer, but I dig that.
I
Yeah.
think that's the first time you've asked that question.
Okay. Well, I meant to ask it before, it just didn't come up. So,
Okay.
uh,
Fair enough.
I want to know, Cory, an album that you've purchased more than once. So it can be in any form. It can be in a vinyl or CD or whatever. Or you could have bought it online more than once, but that'd be weird. But anyway,
Probably the Hot Fuss by the Killers.
All right. All right. Very good.
It's
Good
an
answer.
album with like Mr. Brightside on it, and
Yeah, for sure.
that's probably it.
Our friend, speaking of Mr. Brightside, I feel like required to give him a shout out. I don't know what episode it was, Soul Gravy, but our friend Cody West does a version of Mr. Brightside live at Billy Bob's.
Yep.
That might be better than the original. It's pretty amazing. So if you get a chance, check it out because it's great.
Okay.
Hey,
all right.
Speaking of Billy Bob's, did you see that homie of the podcast, Shelby Stone, is going to be debuting at Billy Bob's?
I did. Pretty excited about that.
I'm going to go back and see what her venue question was. But, we might have another one.
We might have spoken that into existence. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm sure we'll take credit for it. Cody West was 86.
Folks, go back and listen to episode 86, Cody West. And then while you're there, go pull up the live at Billy Bob's from Cody West. You can hear the last song on the album's Mr. Brightside. So good answer. You get to have dinner, Cory, with one historical figure. Doesn't have to be musical. It can be anybody. Who are you breaking bread with?
My grandpa again.
Okay.
Not a historical figure, but just some of his past. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. All right, good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what your ideal green room looks like. I'm guessing you've seen many different versions of green rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I like me a good dive, like a good dive green room that's got some places to sit, and maybe some Tito's and some Red Bull and some Coors Lights sitting around, maybe on some ice, maybe not.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
We're not real high maintenance. Not real high maintenance. I'm not a big eater before a show or nothing like that, and I just a place to sit down, I suppose, and just have a drink and be good.
Are there
pretty
any
low maintenance?
Yeah, are there any green rooms that maybe stick out that you especially have enjoyed or especially liked?
Oh yeah. Showboat Saloon up in the Wisconsin Dells.
Yep.
They have like I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but there's like a whole other lower bar that they turn into a green room, and there's like a tattoo shop next door where you can go get tattoos. And then you can walk through there to their sister bar. And the hospitality is second to none. That was awesome. That's where we opened for Alice. So that was awesome.
Sounds like Disneyland.
Yeah, dude, it was like, yeah, when you're just us sitting there, you're like, man, we don't deserve none of this, but they give it to you anyway, so it's free, right?
Well, we had somebody
there's probably been some other ones.
We had somebody comment that he truthfully he likes Smirnoff Ice in his green room. Colin,
yeah, I was trying to
turn with it.
Okay, yeah. Him and Colin and his wife, they iced our whole van a couple months ago, and we just keep finding them. Yeah, but I just tried to get sick about it, and I just started buying them and drinking them just to, It's like I kind of actually started liking them a little bit.
Hey, you like what you like, man. I'm not gonna get
whatever.
It didn't start that way. It's just how it ended, Yeah.
For sure. I want to know the first concert that you went to, and then the first concert that you paid to go see.
Man, I don't know if this counts, but the town that I grew up in, they used to have it's called Manson Greater Crater Days, and they used to bring pretty good sized bands out. And I don't know why, but it's the first band that I ever remember seeing where speakers thumped and the subs were hitting my chest. I think it was a Skinner tribute band or something like that, or it was something like that. You know what I mean? It was some kind of that's the first show that I remember being at. First show I ever paid to see. It was probably Taking Back Sunday, Under Oath, and who the Envy Corps or Poison the Well or something like that.
Nice. All right.
when I was like
Good.
when I was in high school.
We haven't
Yeah.
had that answer before, so we'll take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, all over the place.
All right. Last question I have for you is I want a bucket list venue inside the state of Iowa that you haven't played yet, and then a bucket list venue outside the state of Iowa.
I'm not sure that. I think Stir Cove is in Iowa, like northeast Iowa. It's like a barn
Okay.
that they get a ton of great bands in up there. Like Silverado plays up in there, like every summer, bands like that. I mean, that's just, I think that's kind of Iowegian history up there where they do that. That'd be a great one. Outside of Iowa, I feel like the easy answer is Red Rocks, so I'm going to say Green Hall.
Okay. You can either one works, right?
Yeah, I feel like Red Rocks is like everybody wants to play Red Rocks, but yeah, we don't get along with
Everybody
elevation.
should want to play Green Hall.
We're Flatlanders,
Nice.
man. The elevation kills us.
I hear you.
All right. One more before we get to the final. If you started a podcast tomorrow, who would be your first dream guest, musically preferred?
William Clark Green.
Okay. Well, we'd love to have William Clark Green on here as well. So,
for sure.
We'll
Great answers.
we'll co-host together, Cory. All right. All right. This started as a joke on episode 1, and now it is a requirement that we ask this question. We're testing the mileage on this question again, Talbot. New area. So Cory, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Well, okay. This one's for the boys in the band.
Okay.
I don't partake. I try not to partake in the Little Debbie snacks. Not that my figure shows it, but when October rolled around and they rolled the Christmas tree cakes out in the gas stations, there was a couple boxes then floating around the van. So I'll just for the rest of the band, I'll say the Christmas tree cakes.
Taking one for the team there. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey.
Well, can't go wrong there. All right. Well, if like we said earlier, if y'all don't follow Cory on all the, make sure you follow him on all the socials. Make sure wherever you stream your music, make sure you go give them a follow over there. So whenever they release new music, it'll actually tell you about it. And again, all those the follows, the streams, all those numbers help independent guys get the gigs and get the get to the places they want to get to. So all that stuff matters. So hit that follow button also as you're listening to the music. So
awesome. Cory, thank you very much for taking time to hang out with us tonight. We really enjoyed it, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Wednesday. Come join us.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. I think.